This is called Aus Italian, or From Italy. And while this was written in the early stages of Richard Strauss's composition career, so the structure is rather traditional in 4 movements, unlike his later tone poems, which were often one large movement or deviated from a typical structure. However, this specific From Italy symphonic fantasy, he named each of his movements after the specific place in Italy he was inspired by. So the first movement is called In the Campagna, the second movement is called The Ruins of Rome, the third movement is called On the Beach at Sorrento, and the last movement is called Folk Life of Naples. This is Richard Strauss's Aus Italian, and this is performed by the Staatskapelle Dresden under the baton of Rudolf Champe. This recording comes to you on an EMI Classics compact disc.
That sounds like a plan, Kevin said, pleased. The little group, the Ripidon Society, had come to an agreement, all 3 members. The next day, Sunday, the 3 of us got permission to sit with the child, Sophia, alone, without anyone else present. Although Eric and Linda did request that we tape our encounter, we agreed readily, not having any choice. Warm sunlight illuminated the earth that day, giving to the animals gathered around us the quality of a spiritual following. I had the impression that the animals heard, listened, and understood. I want to talk to you about Eric and Linda Lambton, I said to the little girl, who sat with the book open in front of her. You shall not interrogate me, she said. Can't I ask you about them? I said. They are ill, Sophia said, but they can't harm anyone because I override them. She looked up at me with her huge, dark eyes. Sit down. We obediently seated ourselves in front of her. I gave you your motto, she said, for your society. I gave you its name. Now I give you your commission. You will go out into the world and you will tell the kerygma, which I charge you with. Listen to me. I tell you in truth, in very truth, that the days of the wicked will end and the Son of Man will sit on the judgment seat. This will come as surely as the sun itself rises. The grim king will strive and lose despite his cunning. He loses. The grim king will strive and lose despite his cunning. He loses. He lost. He will always lose, and those with him will go into the pit of darkness, and there they will linger forever. What you teach is the word of man. Man is holy, and the true God, the living God, is man himself. You will have no gods but yourselves. The days in which you believed in other gods now, the days in which you believed in other gods end now, they end forever. The goal of your lives has been reached. I am here to tell you this. Do not fear, I will protect you. You are to follow one rule. You are to love one another as you love me and as I love you. For this love proceeds from the true God, which is yourselves. A time of trial and delusion and wailing lies ahead, because the grim king, the king of tears, will not surrender his power. But you will take his power from him. I grant you that authority in my name, exactly as I granted it to you once before, when that grim king ruled and destroyed and challenged the humble people of the world. The battle which you fought before has not ended, although the day of the healing sun has come. Evil does not die of its own self because it imagines that it speaks for God. Many claim to speak for God, but there is only one God, and that God is man himself. Therefore, only those leaders who protect and shelter will live, the others will die. The oppression lifted 4 years ago, and it will for a little while return. Be patient during this time. It will be a time of trials for you. But I will be with you, and when the time of trials is over, I shall sit down on the judgment seat. And some will fall, and some will not fall, according to my will, and my will which comes to me from the Father, back to whom we all go, all of us together. I am not a god, I am a human. I am a child, the child of my Father, which is wisdom himself. You carry in you now the voice and authority of wisdom. You are therefore wisdom, even when you forget it. You will not forget it for long. I will be there, and I will remind you. The day of wisdom and the rule of wisdom has come. The day of power, which is the enemy of wisdom, ends. Power and wisdom are the two principles in the world. Power has had its rule, and now it goes into the darkness from which it came, and wisdom alone rules. Those who obey power will succumb as power succumbs. Those who love wisdom and follow her will thrive under the sun. Remember, I will be with you. I will be in each of you from now on. I will accompany you down into the prison if necessary. I will speak in the courts of law to defend you. My voice will be heard in the land, whatever the oppression. Do not fear. Speak out, and wisdom will guide you. Fall silent out of fear, and wisdom will depart you. But you will not feel fear, because wisdom herself is in you, and you and she are one. Formerly you were alone within yourselves. Formerly you were solitary men. Now you have a companion who never sickens or fails or dies. You are bonded to the eternal and will shine like the healing sun itself.